It's really easy to think that you're going to buy a rug and it's going to fix your whole room. It's going to fix your whole design. Unfortunately, it's not the reality of design. People think design is something fun and cute and soulful. Design is ruthless, reckless. It is a horrible monster that can be really nice to you sometimes, and sometimes it can come and hunt you and slap you on the face. You wake up every day and you never know which day it's gonna be. I'm just kidding. When you're learning something, for you to be able to be good at that, you either need really, really good instructions that will sort of carry over into the execution, or you need a lot of experience. Now, the instructions that you've had watching videos, reading books, the instructions that you've consumed so far are extremely overly simplified because they consider a different context, a different circumstance to your space. It's never the same, and every space is different in its own way, and it has its own challenges, and one challenge is never the same as the next one, even if the rooms are really similar. They are oversimplified because they need to reach such a huge variety of people with such different tastes and different spaces that they sort of filtered information, and everything that is out there is sort of like a really thin, easily digestible baby food. All of the rough stuff is back here. This is where all the problem solving and constant iteration lies, not in the thin, digestible stuff you've been consuming. This stuff can only be figured out once you've got experience and the chance to try and over and over again, so that you finally begin to develop a better design eye, a better understanding of how things work and why they work and why they don't. One thing is to learn the basics a little bit better, because maybe you don't need a larger rug, maybe you need to shift the negative space, or changing the circulation of your space, or textures because the room feels really cold. I don't know what you have in your house. I don't know, maybe you do need a bigger rug, but I'm just giving an example as to why the instructions sometimes can be misleading, and without the experience and the theory, you wouldn't really know what to do. You can buy the rug and it might anchor your furniture, it might make the circulation better, but then it might also spoil your color palette. It might be a green that makes your browns look yellow. It might be a texture that doesn't feel great with the texture of the sofa. I don't just guessing, just putting things out there. Because one thing about design that is really hard to wrap your head around is that every room is like an organism. Everything that you change is going to change everything else. For example, let's compare it to a human being, which is an organism. If you're feeling fatigued, you just know that something is not right, you go to the doctor. Why is fatigue such a difficult issue to resolve? It is because it can be so many things, and everything that you do is going to affect everything else in your body. Because if he gives you a prescribed routine of someone who doesn't have fatigue, they might take a walk in the morning, they might eat healthier, they might do all these things, but it could be coming from your brain, it could be coming from a lack of iron, of sun, and a lack of vitamin D. It could be coming from sleep quality, it could be coming from too much exercise. So it's a really hard issue to resolve if you don't sort of isolate and you don't know the theory of what everything's meant to be doing, so that everything sort of harmonizes together. Another quick thing that I think helps me a lot when thinking about interior design is that the visual aspect is like not even 30%, maybe 30%, because we like pretty things. There is the quote that says form follows function. So we have form, which is the pretty and visual aspect, and then there's the function, which I'd say is probably 30%. What's the other 30%? I think, in my personal opinion, and this is where I might be a bit delusional, but I think that this makes sense. So, when you're talking about your home, a space that's so personal and tailored to you, but not only that, it's also the context of your life. It's where you make your main decisions. It's what shapes your future. I think there's a huge aspect of interior design that helps you achieve your goals or helps you with a certain objective. So it not only makes your lounge look good, but it makes it look comfortable and welcoming, which means that you might spend more time with your family, or your children might spend more time socializing because your lounge feels so comfortable and welcoming. But it could also be too comfortable and welcoming, which makes your children never leave the TV room. I don't know if I'm explaining it correctly, but it's this really thin boundary between function and influence, where if you think about how much time you spend in the kitchen, how often do you organize or clean, how much time do you spend in the TV room, how long do you sleep and how well do you sleep, how often do you cook, do you like to cook? All of these things, they have day by day like this 1% of influence that sort of carries on and builds up and becomes a snowball. And I think interior design really has this power to like change the way that you function and the way that you see your reality, and therefore it changes your future. The most important thing for me when it comes to interior design is to make a space that works, a space that's easy to clean, a space that not only functions well but also contributes to your goals. Anyways, in short, do I have an answer? No. I just came here to rumble about this because I'm really upset. I rented this little studio where I am now and I wanted it to look really cute and really me, and I just haven't been able to do that yet. But I'm a professional, so it's a little bit different from you. I'm a professional, this is my job, so it's having a bit of a hit on my confidence. But I keep telling myself that it's okay because I'm learning. I've only been working for a year after all, so I'm still on that steep learning curve. I'm not at the top, by the way. I'm like right here at the bottom, just starting. I read something or I watched a YouTube video, but there was this saying that instead of trying to be a genius at something that is hard and that you're just not, you should just try to avoid being stupid. And I think to myself, the stupid thing if you want to become a good interior designer is to be paralyzed because of something that you saw online. It is to be paralyzed because you don't know if other people are going to like what you create. It is to not design because you're afraid of judgment. And you know what? If that's the stupid thing, then let's just keep creating. Let's just keep designing. Let's just keep trying. And then eventually, I guess me and you will get there. Someone's calling me. Oh. Anyway, I think I forgot to introduce myself. My name is Lola. Nice to meet you. I am a junior interior designer at an architecture company, and I really like making things with my hands and have fun recording and putting content out there. If you like well-crafted things and handcrafted gifts, I'd love to have you subscribe to my channel, and I guess I'll see you next time. Bye!